Hey guys, it's Sam, and in this video we once again are exploring Crayola. Is this now a Crayola YouTube channel? Who knows, but that's what I'm in the mood for right now. In this video I'm going to be reviewing... Yes, you are seeing this correctly. Crayola markers have a skin tone set. So let's see how it holds up and if it's worth checking out for yourself. Just want a quick mention, if you'd like to see more art content, tutorials, resources, support the channel, stuff like that, check out the link to my Patreon page in the description down below. Okay, enough of that. Let's go do some markers. So as you can see, I did this live on Twitch. If you'd like to catch future live streams, check out the link in the description. I do all sorts of art-related things over on Twitch, so if you'd like to see more of that from me, check out the link in the description. So before I dive too much into this product, I want to talk about really quickly, or as quickly as I can, skin tone sets in general, because I know they're very popular. They have a lot of wide appeal. And they're not just Crayola, like Copic and other alcohol-based marker brands have their own skin tone sets, what have you. Everybody has skin tone marker sets. Well, not everybody, but a lot of them do. And they're very popular, and for good reason, because I get it. We draw people, a lot of us draw people or draw nature, and we want to have a variety of browns to choose from to be able to kind of put what's in our head onto the paper easily, quickly, efficiently, that sort of stuff. So I totally get the appeal of this type of set. However, I do have a caveat with these sorts of sets. It's just that skin is not brown. And no matter what skin tone you have, I promise you it's filled with so many more colors than just brown. It's full of reds and oranges and yellows. It's full of pinks and blues and purples. Like, skin tones are rainbows, all of them. I don't care what skin tone you have, you are a rainbow. And with these skin tone sets, basically all the ones that I've seen are very limited in terms of the range that you can get with color. And although this set is a little bit different, I think, than some other ones that I might have seen, it's still very limiting. And I definitely found myself wanting to reach for other colors throughout the process of working on playing around with these markers and such. So if you would like to get any skin tone set from any marker brand, I do recommend trying to look for other colors to go along with your skin tone set, just because that can help kind of strengthen them. And of course you can just use the skin tone set by itself if you really want to. I'm not saying you shouldn't or that you can't, but at least for me, I like to have a little bit more of a wider range to kind of open more possibilities for things, kind of make things either more realistic or kind of liven things up, add some more depth to, and you can't usually get that with skin tone sets. So if you want to get this set, which you totally can, I would also recommend getting the classic set. And I've already done a piece with the classic set just by itself, doing a variety of skin tones, and it's 100% possible, and it would just really, really benefit you, I think, to, if you're going to get a skin tone set, get some other colors as well to strengthen what you've got going there. All right, anyway, so rant aside, let's talk about these particular markers. So I'm going to talk about the positives first, just to get that out of the way, which is that I do think this range of colors that they do is a little bit more different than I have seen in the past. I haven't gone into depth with every single like skin tone set out there, but a lot of them seem to be pretty samey, or like you have like a set value range, like there's either super bright colors or super dark colors or super mid-tone values, and not a lot of too much variety there. But this one seems to have like a decent variety. Like you can stack up the colors to get darker tones, which you will see later when I color the hands. And so you can get dark. Again, another recommendation for why I would say get the classic set is just because of the black. I think the black can also help, and while I do have issues as well with the color black, just that I think using black by itself can also be limiting. Again, I think using black with other colors can help strengthen and add depth to the color black, but that aside, I do like the colors in the set. It comes with apricot, sepia, tawny beige, tan, terracotta, bronze, golden beige, mahogany, and sienna. So I think it's a decent range. I just have still some bones to pick though, and I think I have more negatives than I do positives, unfortunately. For the hands, I did try to do my best to not use water that much. I just kind of wanted to see how much I could do with these markers by themselves, though I did use some water with these hands, as you see. So my issues. One, like just as the markers themselves, you don't really have great lighter tones, which I feel like is a really rare thing to say. I feel like almost always when there's issues with skin tone sets, it's almost always either the mid-tone, the mid-range, mid-dark skin tones, or the dark skin tones that always get left behind, which is unfortunate. Weirdly enough, in this set, I almost feel like the lighter skin tones, I don't know. Adding water is kind of where things really go wrong, but even before that, just using the markers by themselves has been such a struggle. I don't know what it is about this ink that's different than the classic set, and even more than just the classic, the tropical, bold and bright, that sort of thing. All of those markers feel fantastic. They're very, like, they go down very soft and smooth. The water just melts them. It's an amazing experience. I would recommend doing it, just playing around with these markers and water. These markers, they don't do that. Just by themselves, they feel very patchy. There's a lot of like grittiness to them once you color on top of each other. And to be clear, I'm using Canson XL mixed media paper, which is not the paper that I would recommend for these markers or anything water-based. I do have a video on my channel talking about using lots of different types of cheap paper with water-based media, watercolor specifically, but it would be the same for Crayola or other water-based markers. So definitely check out that video if you'd like to see what kind of cheap papers I recommend. But this set, I don't know if I got a dud. I don't know if there's just something wrong with this batch. I haven't been able to get around to getting another set to be able to compare. Maybe I did get something, just an unfortunate copy. If I do later get another set and I have an update to this, like I'll make a pinned comment or update the description or something. But right now, all I can say is it's a struggle. The colors do not melt in water like at all, really. I used two different papers. I used the XL mixed media Canson paper, and then I also used B watercolor cold press paper. And on both papers, I couldn't, and it would start to tear into the paper if I kept trying to scrub too hard and be like, just please, anything, blend, melt, do something. And the sienna color was really the only marker that kind of did a little bit, that kind of gave me something there. And I also compared it to the classic on the B paper, and it's just not the same. The classic is just so fluid. It just melts instantly. It really feels like you're using watercolor. I was fighting at every turn, and this is also why I say that the lighter skin tones are a little bit more difficult with the set, just because the water can't melt the colors, which makes getting a lighter shade more difficult. So I feel like this set is as is, assuming all the inks are the same. Yeah, it's tough. And when I was working on the hands, I just was constantly fighting them. I was really struggling to kind of get really anything I wanted. Just they wouldn't blend together. Like I couldn't blend with the water. I felt just so limited in what I could get going. Well, as much as I might think that the colors are interesting and they could have had a lot of potential to be used and like played around with, I mean, I also used it in other artworks. I did a dog portrait where I used some of the colors in that, and then I did a guinea pig portrait where I used some of the colors in that, and I had the same exact experience. Like no matter what I did, if I used classic right beside it, is night and day of a difference in terms of the quality. And fixing mistakes was so much harder with these markers because they have they just have a different gritty texture. It's like they're made of something different is kind of what it feels like. And while it did kind of blend together with the classic, like I could kind of get them to work together, the classic was really having to work extra hard to make up for the issues of these markers. And so with all of that said, unfortunately, it's like, oh, would I recommend these markers? Would I not recommend these markers? Assuming that these were a dud, I would say, yeah, I recommend these markers because I think it's a pretty decent set, and combined with the classic, I think you can do a lot with it, not just for skin tones, even though like it's marketed as a skin tone set. You can use it for all sorts of things, but assuming it's not a dud and that there is something going on with the difference in quality in the inks with the markers, I can't really, like, you really gotta fight them. I mean, if you're really desperate for these colors, I don't know what to tell you. I would probably hold off on this set. In terms of price, there's an 8-pack, which I don't know why Crayola keeps making 8 packs when there's 10 packs, and it's like, of course I'm gonna want those 2 extra colors. Why would you sell the 8-pack? But the 8-pack on their website is about $4.50. They occasionally do sales, and it also depends on where you buy it. So $4.50 for the 8-pack and $5.50 thereabouts for the 10-pack. So if you're gonna get a pack, you might as well get the 10-pack, just saying. But yeah, as is, I find myself struggling to recommend these markers, and I also feel like I couldn't get as much lift either. There was way too many frustrations for me to sit here and tell you guys to go out and buy this product. So unfortunately, I don't think I can recommend this skin tone set. However, there might be another skin tone set that we'll just have to see how it goes. But if you guys tried these markers, let me know in the comments down below. How did your experience work out with them? Did I just get a dud and you guys had like an amazing experience? Hopefully that was the case. I'd rather that be the case. If you'd like to catch more live streams, check out the link in the description. Same with more Crayola videos, product reviews, all the links in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel, if you would like to see more of my artworks, get art tutorials, advice, resources for your artwork, stuff like that, you can support me over on Patreon, link as well in the description. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye!